What's going on, y'all? So listen. So we are back again for another episode review of Married to Medicine season 6, episode 6, A Room Without a View. So it starts off, with Toya and Eugene going to the house. I guess they put a new level onto the house and it's coming along, and Eugene asked him, did she tell the girls, and she was like, basically with Contessa, she don't even care. She don't even think they're gonna be friends again and all this stuff. And girl, Contessa don't give a fuck about no house, okay? That's cool and all that you're able to do that, but that's not what she on right now, okay? Contessa is currently up in the goddamn hospital trying to get her boobs removed so that she can do it for a health reason. Don't nobody care about that little petty shit that you care about, okay? And then the whole thing with Quad, and how Quad said her and Dr. Gregory might not even be together next year or whatever, and how Eugene telling her that he's been setting up a lot of appointments to go to therapists and stuff like that. And then, Quad don't show up, and Quad telling Toya the opposite and all this shit. Y'all keep pushing for these couples to stay together when y'all clearly see that they don't need to be together. I hate friends like that, and I know you're trying to be a friend or whatever, but come on, you have to face reality, all right? And the reality of the matter is, Quad and Gregory 9 out of 10 should never been together, because I don't see the love on both parts, okay? Never did since season 1. Shoot me, but hey, it is what it is. Then we get back down there to for me, like when Toy be wanting to tell people stuff, it's be on a braggadocious type of thing. It's never a look at what we accomplished and look at what you can get to type of thing. It's a look at what I got, look at what I got, look at what my husband got, I should say, because you ain't getting none of that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel what I'm saying? But moving on from that, they back down in Miami, and the girls are talking. They out there in the sun. Simone mentions that sun can cause skin cancer. Dr. Jackie said she got some Botox in her office and that Simone needs it. Dr. Heavily said Dr. Jackie needs some Botox all over. You know what I'm saying? They just having a good time or whatever. And some Toya calls them, and she was like, they the Golden Girls or whatever. And it seems like Toya feels a little bit left out. But Dr. Jackie hung that phone up and said, we not finna ruin this day. Okay, so therefore, let's get on to the get on. I was like, do what you gotta do. The girls are in Little Havana, and they go to this hand rolled cigar shop. And I just knew automatically that Dr. Jackie was not going to be here for it. And most of the time, because like somebody asked the question in the last review, how come Dr. Jackie, be so health conscious about what she eating? How come she's a little skinny or whatever? It's because she's eating small, eating clean or whatever to the best of her ability, and that's why she's always counting calories and stuff like that. Because if you go back a few seasons, she spoke about her having breast cancer and then came back again with breast cancer for the second time. So she went through that ordeal 2 times in her life, and it's made her very health conscious. And then they put out reports, whatever, saying that healthy eating, or I should say bad eating, is one of the causes of breast cancer. Can actually lead to breast cancers, not necessarily the main cause, but it's part of something that you can eliminate to lessen your chances of having it as well. And she's a black woman as well. We have a higher rate of getting it as also. So that's why she eats healthy, and that's why she, so health conscious these days, especially once you had cancer in your body and it comes back a second time, you don't want to develop anything else. And so I just knew when she went up into that little Havana cigar shop, it just wasn't gonna be pretty. I said, bitch, you should have just stayed outside, because Ashley would have stayed outside, okay? Because I don't want all that smoking shit inside my body, bitch. I ain't trying to get lung cancer and something else from secondhand smoke, okay? But it was cool that she was being a little trooper. Heavily $15 for that big ass cigar. Girl, $10 would have been good. 5 would have been better. But okay. Um, they did what they did, and it was cute to see them up in there and to see another culture. Okay, that was cute. Little Havana. What else? Back Simone and her driving. I get into a lot of Ubers and Lyfts or whatever, and I've been in the cars with people who drive crazy like that, and I be bracing myself in the back seat and praying, literally, just get me home safe. Please get me home in one piece. I just get me home in one piece. And then when they drive crazy like that, I want to start their ass for real. and leave a message. Bitch, you drive too fucking fast, okay? But anyway, moving on from that, back home in Atlanta, Quiet sitting down with her friend Mark and Abigail, who's in her little friend group, that counseling group, whatever that I think we seen last season. And she was just like, girl, it's getting worse. Okay, it ain't getting better, y'all. Basically saying that Dr. Gregory hasn't taken responsibility or owned up, or accountability, I should say, of the things that he's done with all the stuff that's coming out in the blogs and shit, and basically trying to blame her for stuff. And when it goes back to when Toy was saying that Quiet told her one thing, and then Eugene saying that Gregory told him another thing, we have to understand that they got their own versions of the truth, and of course we gonna make one look worse than the other. That's just how shit goes. So they could be exaggerating, they could be telling the truth, but at the end of the day, people, they was trying to see if they can reconcile it, and try to get some advice or whatever, and the wife wound up saying maybe y'all need to separate, and this probably will make you see if you can come back together, or if you need to just go y'all separate ways. Because at this point in time, like, I know there are some people who will forgive a person for cheating on them at least one time or whatever. I'm not that type. Well, I ain't gonna say I'm not. Well, yeah, I am the type of person that's not gonna, it's gonna take something really, 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 out this world for me to go ahead and forgive you for that and to take you back. Because at the end of the day, I would never trust you again away. And if there's no real trust in a relationship, there's no relationship for me. Okay, I can love you to death, but if I don't trust you, it is what it is. But to be cheated on and humiliated on top of that on a national platform, that's a whole nother level. So I just don't see how people be taking these niggas back. Dr. Jackie did that shit. Quiet, you feel like the only one that's gonna do it right for me in my eyes. Divorce that bitch. But anyway, it is what it is. So, Aiden, Mariah, and Lauren, they go out for a little, parents, daughter dinner, whatever. And I thought, so far this season, the scenes that Mariah has been in, she has not been annoying the hell out of me. Um, and the scenes with her daughter have been the cutest things ever. I will say that, so I can give her that prop. She and the little girl wanted to talk about the birds and the bees and stuff like that, and Mariah making jokes about how Aiden's first girlfriend that he was dating before her, or I shouldn't say first girlfriend, but the girlfriend that he was dating before Mariah was ugly, looked like Dr. Heavenly. I said, girl, okay, but whatever, that was a little dig. And Aiden, he was just saying something about how his culture, he has 7, they don't really talk about birds and the bees like that, they don't talk about sex like that, just get married off and things of that such. And how he has 7 of them, and out of 7 of his brothers and sisters, his siblings, 5 of them had arranged marriages, and that made me think about, if I don't know if y'all watched The Big Bang Theory, but Raj on there was about to have an arranged marriage too. So that's what that made me think about as well. And he was Indian as well. But anyway, so they was just talking about that, and it was a cute little scene, nothing too deep. Then we get Dr. Contessa. She's about to get ready. It's the surgery day, but she gets up and she performs her regular normal routine, getting the kids together, getting the kids breakfast done and all this stuff. And she did tell the kids that, she was going to a doctor, and she may not be able to pick them up the next day or in the, later on that day or whatever. But she said she downplayed it for them because she didn't want it to be on the kids' mind that something is going on and mama got to go to surgery, whatever. I thought that was a good idea because, kids, they pick up on shit. Either way, they going to pick up on it, but it was cute. Child, Dr. Contessa doing a lot of stuff that I know a lot of women wish they can do, but probably ain't got the guts at this moment to do. But at least she got a little support system, and her husband is there. Them kids look just like Dr. Scott. I ain't even gonna lie. Look, I was looking at them kids. I said, "That bitch, you couldn't deny them kids at all." But it's cute. It's whatever. So Dr. Heavenly was in there telling Dr. Jackie about her childhood, how she was supposed to be the good daughter. Her older sister is a year and a half older than her, and both of them were supposed to become doctors, but her sister Denise didn't become a doctor. She used to be her office manager, but she didn't work out, so now she's the office manager somewhere else at somebody else's firm. And how basically her mom and dad kept her in the house or whatever. She don't know nothing about the neighborhood. It was sad to see that when when she got there, actually got to the actual house, because they had to call and arrange for them to go there because somebody else is occupying the house at this moment. When they actually got to her old house and they was walking up to it, and she was explaining how she didn't go this far down the block. She don't know nothing about that. She didn't know any of the neighbors. I'm like, I don't care about that. Knowing the neighbors and all that shit. Cause bitch, I don't talk to my neighbors like that either. You know, a couple of them, yeah, but most of them, no. But as a kid, when I was growing up, we was cool with everybody on the block. We played with everybody on the block, right? And so she didn't have that experience. She said she was always inside reading books and stuff like that. And so therefore she didn't have, that's probably why she was overweight as a kid. You know, that's why her defense was up and everything. And now they was explaining this, and Jackie and Simone feel like they understand a little bit more why Heavenly is always defensive, and why she does the things that she does, and says the things that she does, and reacts the way that she does. Bitch, when they was in the car and Simone, not Simone, but Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly was having that conversation, girl, Simone was back there open mouth. I said, bitch. Girl, she wasn't here for it. She was knocked the fuck out. But that's I guess, we get into the bottom of the issue with Heavenly, and I think for her it's much needed because the bitch got issues. Everybody got issues, but she got issues. Um and Dr. Contessa, she's on her way to the hospital after dropping the kids off, and she gets a text. She gets a call from her father first, and he's just checking in on her. He's waking up on time, and he wants to hear from her when she gets to the hospital. Dr. Jackie sent her a text, kind of find out, which I'm glad that she did, and was able to have somebody in her circle who been through something like this, whether it was, at the right time before it got to cancer or after it got to cancer. She knows somebody who went through this whole breast cancer thing, outside of her mom who's still here. And so therefore she was able to talk to Dr. Jackie and get some, encouragement and things from that such. And I thought that was a pretty good look. So, Dr. Heavenly explained, her father was gone for most of her life, in the military, and he came back and he tried to instill some military things into them, and they rebelled. Of course, they got beatings for it. When they went inside the house and she showed us where her room was, you could tell they took the wall down, but she said where that kitchen was, and it was the room right there, and that's where her room was. There was no window, it was nothing. It was a small room. She showed us where her father passed away at. He had congestive heart failure, and she wasn't that close to him or whatever, but once she realized that, she said that thought came to her mind, and it just made her had to leave out the house. Listen, it explains a lot. It explains a lot why she do the shit that she does, because bitch, I wouldn't be saying after living like that. I wouldn't want to come back to nothing like that either. She said as soon as she turned 17, she left that motherfucker and didn't try to come back. Her mother had called her when she was a freshman doing her finals in dental school, her first year of dental school, that the father had passed away. He passed away in his sleep. And she was like, she got to do her finals, and the mama got upset, basically screaming at her like, you ain't got to come if you don't want to. And she was like, I wasn't saying that I wasn't gonna come. It's just that she was trying to process the stuff, and she wasn't processing it right. Like, she had a fucked up, a fucked up childhood, and I feel bad for anybody who had messed up childhoods like that. And to me, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. And we hear stories all the time about people with messed up childhoods, and the severity of it and the effects of it. It's a mess. But you know, it just made me see Dr. Heavenly for who she was and what happened and really why she act the way she is. But to me, that still is not an excuse for her behavior because you're an adult, so you should still know how to act. But okay, I get a little clearer understanding though. Dr. Contessa about to get ready to do her surgery. It's a possibility that she might go home that day if everything goes right. She was getting confirmation from the nurse. The nurse was saying, you're brave for doing this, because if I was presented with this opportunity and I was in the same position, I would have did the same thing. And, Dr. Scott, was just saying how he see they doctors, and you see good things come out and you see bad things come out. So he just had to take a moment. And I love the fact that he's being a loving husband and being there and concerned for his wife. I'm still tripping off the fact that Heavenly grew up in a house with a room. Like, how can you do that? Like, I need to look out the window for something. I need some sunlight somewhere. But anyway, after they did all that, they met some of Heavenly's old friends from high school, and we saw her yearbook, her with the 3 gold chains, and the friends saying that this is Heavenly, and Heavenly was a fun person, a nice person, a fun person, and giving a little story. I thought the story about her and them getting drunk off of Mad Dog 2020. I said, bitch, Mad Dog 2020. Bitch, is this an episode of Martin? Okay. That was fun, but all in all, this was a cute little episode. I'm ready to get to the mess, okay, because this was a filler episode. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about it, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.